one of the amazing things and opportunities that are there now for IASO being a standalone organisation is that it is free to take on many different aspects of working in this social field that doesn't have to be tied down to have something to do with business. Not that it was wrong that way, but this just frees us up, I believe, to be a little bit more open to new ideas, a little bit more adventurous in what we're willing to try. It leaves us open to trying new partnerships. We're trying a new partnership at the minute, a new partnership approach around volunteering and stuff like that. I just think that there's great opportunities, and the fact that it's a standalone organisation now just gives the freedom to try and do that.
And I think as well, it's like IASO is a bridge between the criminal justice system and the community. And I think its strength lies in that it can offer that kind of approach.
Yeah.
I know for myself, when I joined IASO, it was on the cusp of becoming a standalone organisation, and for me it was a great transformation to watch, because what I love about IASO is the wealth of information and knowledge and experience that the people who work for IASO have, and for such a small organisation it's so tight and it's so close, and that you feel like you pick up the phone and ring anyone within IASO if you needed help or you needed information, even if you don't see them from one end of the month to the other. You might only see them at meetings, but it's for that kind of organisation to be spread out across the country, it is very close, and everybody's very friendly and everybody's willing to share information, and I think that lies in its strength, definitely.
Definitely. I think there's huge opportunities for IASO. I feel like myself, even in the last year's transition, I was writing a thesis in rehabilitation. It was more focused on sex offenders, but it was more about rehabilitation. So I was reading a lot of material from international material, and there's such, and I suppose comparing it to Ireland, and with Ireland, I suppose we went through our last government, and it was very much, and I'm not aligning with any political party or anything, but I'm just saying that it was very punitive justice was very up there, and that's what society wanted. They just wanted the problem got rid of and put it behind closed doors, and that's and we move on, out of sight, out of mind. There's been a huge shift in the last few years, and as like Brian and Denise were talking about in the prisons, with services and with rehabilitation and with that move. And even governors are starting to work within the prisons and encourage that, whereas I don't think it was like that, a decade ago, or even I'd say 5 years ago. So that move and the cost and the economic situation that we're in Ireland at the moment, the cost of keeping a person in prison, you're looking at 70,000 to 80,000 a year. I mean, a quarter of that in rehabilitation per person, and the work you do with it. And look at all the research in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Canada, rehabilitation and actually, tackling the problem or the issue rather than just hide it under the carpet for 3 years, lock them up and then leave it back out. The problem's still there. The problem's still in society. It's like, it's not being addressed. So IASO, being a sole kind of independent organisation, as Denise says, the bridge now between criminal justice and the community, is there's huge potential, I feel, for IASO. There's huge potential for more rehabilitation and making that link, and even campaigning and promoting more, and even having that impact on legislation, for the growth of the company. So I suppose for myself, it's a very exciting time, I think, to be part of, a new company in rehabilitation, kind of at the right time, I think, in Ireland, with the downturn and everything. And I think that I